So there's me just going down directly in front of the boat. I'm holding the drop shot, flicking it up and down. So you see 3 little dots in that, and we could have a fish here, guys. We could have a fish here, guys. We could have a fish here, guys. Got him. Got him. Got him. Got him. It's not a bad fish.
Oh, look at that.
Oh no, it came off. It came off. But guys, how cool was that? How cool was that? How cool was that? That was on the active target. Hey guys, Charl Engelbrecht here from World of Fishing Ambassador.co.za in Northcliffe, Johannesburg. I'm on the water with Team Lowrance South Africa. We're on the Lowrance South Africa boat. That's John Minnie.
Hello.
He is the technical manager of Lowrance South Africa, and here is Keith Falconer. He is the Gauteng rep and also a Protea angler. So come with us, because today we're going to show you everything that you want to know and you want to see about the new Lowrance ActiveTarget transducer and module. So guys, the new ActiveTarget transducer is new from Lowrance. We've got one mounted on our 47-inch Lowrance Ghost trolling motor. Now what the transducer is it's a high frequency transducer that has got a 135 degree cone by 18 degree cone. So the difference between this and LiveSight, the LiveSight's got a 40 degree cone, whereas this has got that 18 degree cone. So this is going to be a lot more focused. It's a lot like shooting through a telescope or looking through a telescope as opposed to a wide angle lens. So when we've got this transducer in scout mode, we are looking at 135 degrees side by side by 18 degrees of beam shooting at you. When we've got it on forward mode, we're looking at 135 degrees like that by 18 degrees wide. So a beam by 18 degrees and 135 degrees starting from just behind the trolling motor, shooting back down behind the boat directly forward in front of us. When we've got it on down mode on this specific mount, we'll be shooting, if the trolling motor is sitting like this, the transducer is mounted shooting down the side perpendicular to the trolling motor. We'll be shooting at 135 degrees in front and behind the trolling motor. Come with us guys, let's show you some cool stuff. Okay guys, so what we've got the transducer set up in now, this ActiveTarget. We're currently in ActiveTarget Scout mode. Now this is with a horizontally mounted transducer, the way that it's mounted. Here I'm pointing straight towards a tree that's just in front of us. You can see where this buoy is exactly where the structure is. We've got it on recording as well. Now, with the way that it's mounted, as I turn my trolling motor, I'm directing that beam. So now I'm pointed quite far to the right, and you can see there's a rather large carp just on the other side of that tree swimming away. Now I can turn my trolling motor and scan the area, looking for more fish and more structure. Now that's quite interesting. There's a bit of a change in front of us happening directly in front of the boat now, underneath that willow tree there. So we can just pull that out of the tree and put a decent cast in there. Now it's straight under where that duck is, so let's see if we can see if there are any fish in it. So I'm just putting my cast in, good cast in the right place. I'm not seeing any fish movement in there. Let's turn the trolling motor a little bit further left. So this is currently seeing 130 degrees left to right by 18 degrees up and down. That is the beam angle that we've got at the moment. And we are currently, range-wise, sitting at 60-foot range. Let's push the range up a little bit, up to 80 foot. Okay, so obviously we've got the bank in front of us, so that's going to be blocking the beam. But now we can turn the trolling motor and look further down the bank and actually see what's happening there. So we can see that we've got a couple of little rocks. I don't see any fish. Obviously we've been going up and down this area quite a few times and just giving people tutorials and showing the ActiveTarget system but I do like what's directly in front of the boat. It's quite a far cast over there. I'm just lining it up with the transducer, and that's actually pretty close to where we had that fish on earlier on the drop shot rig. So let's head over there and just have a look there quickly. So that is over there, which once again is where those fish came off yesterday. You can see in the center of the screen, and we've got a fish moving off to the right as well. We do have a couple of fish off in this area, so let's just see if we can get these guys to react. Definitely a tree down there. Now we can set the range a little bit closer. You can use auto range. I like, even on my side scan, I don't like using auto too much because I want to keep my distances the same so that I never have to redo any sums. What this allows me to do is always set my side scan to 80 or 100 foot range so that I know whatever cast I'm putting in, that's always my reference. I also use feet as far as my depth because you know, it's very easy for me to work out quickly. If I'm on a 19-foot boat, I know that if something's 60 foot deep, it's 3 boat lengths. An important part of mounting these transducers is getting the transducer as deep as you can on the trolling motor for your best imaging. I've seen with a lot of the forward-looking and other type of imaging systems, the deeper that the trolling motor is, or the deeper that the transducer is, the better imaging you're going to get. Now, I'm very excited about this because Lowrance just came out with the Lowrance Ghost 52-inch shaft, which would mean that on the bigger boats and that you can get these transducers even deeper, especially the boats that sit quite high out of the water. So what a lot of the guys like the installers and validators are saying is they found the sweet spot to be about 8 inches above the head of the trolling motor. That's the motor portion of the trolling motor. That seems to be the sweet spot. Now, what you have to imagine when using live sonar is what you're actually going to see and how you're going to see it. Now, if a fish is broadside, like I'm blocking the camera here, you're obviously going to get a very good return because it's broadside. But if that fish is facing directly at you, you're obviously going to see a much smaller return. Now, don't discard fish that you perceive as being small. They could just be facing you. Very important thing about this. Also, it depends on the species that you're looking at. Now, bass are quite torpedo shaped. Your crappie and your bream tend to be more pan shaped, so they're obviously going to give a much better return on what you're seeing. So now we're seeing, and this is a nice example because the trees are also in visual range. So I've got this tree over here, which is that tree right there. You can see that tree quite clearly, and I've got a tree straight in front of the trolling motor over here. So you can see the arrow is pointing at that tree, are currently moving behind the trees, more in the shallows. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 fish just over there. Oh, it's bigger than I thought. Nice. There's an awesome war eagle swim jig. Got an Itty secret trailer on the back. And you know, I put down the rod for about 2 seconds. And here's Keith, who just snatches the rod and snatches all the fish. Nice fish. Nice fish, Keith.
Great. Take a picture of it? No, it's good.
Oh, there we go, Jono.
Nice.
Nice fish, John.
That's a decent fish. Yeah.
Use them strong hands. There's a fish. Yeah, this is a good fish. There we go. There we go. This is a little strong guy. Oh. There's a fish.
Yeah, let's take a photo.
Thanks, baby.
Yeah, so let's shoot a supposed to look at a head leg forward. That's the biggest vessel.
Thanks, baby. Oh. See here, we've got it in forward mode. And we're looking at that tree directly in front of the boat. I've got my jig inside it. And as I rotate the edges of the tree, so there seems to be a fish directly in front of us, heading to the edge of the tree. So now I'm cast straight at it. You can see my drop shot coming down at 10 to 15 foot away, and there's a fish moving directly underneath the boat. As I'm turning my trolling motor a little bit more left, I'm getting that entire tree into the shot. There we go. So I'm turning and I'm seeing those individual branches. So now let's put the drop shot down into this tree, and the drop shot's going down. So that range is at 10 to 20 foot. But the capability of this transducer is incredible. The range is amazing. So that's the type of imaging that you're going to get. And there seems to be a fish at the base of the tree and a fish just this side of the tree underneath the boat there. You could see him flash in and out of the cone. So here I've moved off the structure slightly, and you can see that is 50 foot away, and we're getting that entire tree in. So I'm just letting the trolling motor turn slightly. Let's just get that whole tree in, and you can see those fish at 30 to 40 foot away on that tree. Let's give it a cast. Those fish just suspended in 10 foot next to that tree. Now guys, that is, 30 to 60 foot away, and that's the sort of imaging that I'm getting on that tree. As I'm turning my trolling motor slightly, bringing the whole tree into the cone angle, you can see some fish, as we've moved away from that tree, have started moving into that tree, obviously because we were disturbing them. Let's have a look at 70 foot range. We can still see quite a bit of the tree there, but I'd say that your usable high quality would be 70 foot max. I personally wouldn't go too much more than that. Let's head back down to 60 foot, and now I'm perpendicular to the bank, and I'm just scanning up and down this bank looking for any fish. There's so many fish in front of us, dude. Okay, there's my drop shot there, just next to that tree. Let's see if I can get another fish to react. Come on, eat it, eat it, eat it. I don't think he's got it yet. So this fish was just off that tree. Do you see that tree directly in the cone right there? Okay, so now we're in active target down mode. Now this is going to be great for everyone that loves vertical fishing, and I don't know many people that don't like it. Heading up on an awesome tree now. I'm going to drop my drop shot into it. Let's get directly over this tree, bring ourselves to a complete stop, and let's drop the drop shot down there and see what happens. So this is one of those trees that we've been seeing carp in and out of the whole day. As I'm turning the trolling motor, starting to see the entire tree come into display now. The beams, when you are in active target down mode, are parallel to the direction that the trolling motor is pointing. So right now, with the trolling motor pointed forward, the right hand side will be in front of the boat, whereas the left hand side would be slightly behind the boat or behind where the trolling motor is pointing. So the trolling motor is pointing straight forward, then everything on the right hand side is slightly in front of you, middle would be down, and then left hand side would be behind you. And I can show you by pointing the trolling motor back at the main part of the tree, and you see it's shifted over to the right hand side as the cone's turned around. But now we're getting two trees in one image on the down. Absolutely awesome, awesome, awesome. I think for vertical drop shotting, especially in a bass fishing type of setup, that down is actually going to be a very, very, very useful tool, especially in the way that we can look in front of the boat or in front of where the trolling motor is pointing and behind it at the same time. Let's see if we can call that fish in here. That fish is just a little bit further to the right, or in front of the boat, or in front of the orientation that the trolling motor is pointing. There's my drop shot heading down, just the side of the tree, but very close to where we did see that one fish moving around in there. I'm going to let it go all the way down to the bottom inside the bush, and let's pull it back out and see if anything follows us up. So this would be your active target down mode. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. This is our first, my first time out of the Lowrance ActiveTarget. It's incredible. I love it. I think it pairs awesomely with the Ghost. I mean, the HDS 16 Live, I mean, come on, look at the size of that thing. There's the ActiveTarget transducer. I loved Scout mode. That to me was amazing. You can just cover so much water so quickly, see if there are fish there, see if they're not. Then you can switch over to your forward mode if you want to see where they are vertically in the water column. Lowrance, well done, absolutely incredible. And thanks for the opportunity for inviting me out onto the boat and letting me check it out. So yeah, thank you so much to Lowrance South Africa and PowerPole, World of Fishing, and Create Energy for letting me come out here, and of course www.bastard.co.za. But thank you to John and Keith. Thank you guys so much for putting me on the water.
Pleasure, anytime. No problem.
You guys rocked. Did you have fun?
Yeah,
you did?
Fantastic. Yeah,
So, got some fish?
amazing product, as you said. It's a game changer, no doubt, no doubt.
What did you guys like the most?
I'm a big fan of the forward. Because I like to fish off the front of the boat. I like to see my lure in the water, and then obviously how the fish react to it.
So the forward to you, just because of the definition of the narrow cone, and with its pinpoint accuracy, you find that to be something more like you into. I mean, I've only had one day on the boat. You've had an entire entire month or two or three working on this, so you've been playing and playing and playing. So no, that's cool. I mean, I'd love to get on the water with you again, or get one on the mothership and get going, because I mean, I saw what you showed me today, and it's an incredible tool.
Takes video game fishing to the next level.
Game changer. And you, Keithy?
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously the different modes is a different application entirely, but I found the Scout mode was beautiful to obviously search and cover water and see what's up in front of you, what's coming up ahead. And then obviously forward view, if you want to concentrate on that piece of structure and pick it apart, I would find that would be, so each one has its own application, but yeah, I love it. Game changer.
And I think also we're not giving the down mode as much credit as it needs. I mean, we only had it on for a couple of minutes because we were just in awe trying to get the just trying to rack our minds about the awesomeness of forward and obviously Scout. But once we put on down, I mean, I don't know if you guys will agree with me. I mean, it was awesome. You've got that very wide cone angle, shooting in front and behind the trolling motor, so you almost have a forward at the same time as having your down. I think for vertically fishing at those fish on those rock piles and inside those trees, I think it is going to be incredible to use that as your tool to get those fish. So yeah, I think being able to do everything with one mount is incredible, and changing on the fly, it's 30 seconds if you change your mode, depending on what you're going to do. I think it's awesome. Lowrance, thank you for bringing us such an amazing product. To our viewers, our subscribers, please like, share, subscribe, put some comments down here if you'd like to know anything else. If you thought anything was funny, anything was cool, shoot us a comment, give us a like, share and subscribe. Wishing you guys tight lines and screaming reels, and thanks again to the guys, John and Keith.
Cool. Thanks.